good time to start. I'll call this court into session. We've got Baby Driver versus Crystal Toyn. We've got Rolando McLovins and Benjamin Knuckle representing Baby, and we have Humongous representing Crystal. The statement of claim is McLovins and Knuckle states their client had the vanilla unicorn taken off them wrongfully. They've had numerous allegations made by them by the defendant. They also state that the defendant fired all of their client's workers, and one of them was fired on their birthday. For relief, we've got $5,000 in attorney fees, $3,000 in court fees, and $500,000 in loss of earnings. McLovins and Knuckle, are you prepared to give your opening statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You may proceed.
Dear Mr. Chief of Justice Lyons, dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rolando McLovins. I am with Benjamin Knuckles today to represent our client, Baby Driver, in this case. Mr. Baby Driver is a citizen who has just recently moved to the city and has been provided with an opportunity by the state that he thought would change his life. Owning his own business. This dream, his dream, the American dream, was soon to be robbed of him again by the same government. We're here today to resolve the situation and ask for compensation for the losses during these very days of fright.
On October 17, 2020, Baby Driver, Benjamin Franklin, and Tony Lopez were sideswiped by Crystal Toyn and her posse. Without warning, Crystal fired Baby and his staff of 15-plus employees. We are here today to correct this mistake. On top of $500,000 in retribution, the prosecution is seeking the return of the vanilla unicorn to his rightful owner, Baby Driver, and the reinstatement of his entire staff. The prosecution, do they get an intro? They don't get an intro. The prosecution would like to call Baby Driver to the stand.
They do get to say their opening statement.
Okay, cool.
Mongus, you may proceed with yours.
Thank you. Chief Justice, members of this community. We are gathered here today to witness the defense of the allegations that Ms. Toyn wrongfully took Vanilla Unicorn from Baby Driver. He was granted the opportunity, but he misused it. As will the defense prove, as you will later see. The wording in the document is clear, and the actions that occurred past its date of being signed can also be proven.
Perfect. I'll advise everyone here in the courtroom that if you wish to follow along with the evidence that's going to be brought up in this case, you may do so through the website. It's under the announcements in Discordia, and you'll find every piece of evidence brought up today under Baby Driver versus Crystal Toyn. Does everyone understand?
I can't read.
Perfect.
Yeah, Your Honor.
Okay, Knuckle, you said you had some...
Yeah, Baby, you want...
Okay. You may proceed. Come over to
I found it.
my right here.
You gonna swear?
You turn the microwave on.
Yeah. All right, Baby, can you raise your left hand for me? Do you swear to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, witness is now sworn in. I may remind you that you are now under oath. You may proceed with your first line of questioning.
Baby, I wish we were here for a better circumstance, but what do you, before the 17th, what did you do for a living?
You mean before I owned the bar?
No. I want you're a bar owner. Perfect. Tell me about what happened on the 17th, please, from your understanding.
From my understanding?
Yeah.
I was told via email that the club was seized, but that's all I know. And I was told via Benjamin.
Okay. From what I've been told, Crystal and some people walked in on your crew and told them they didn't work there anymore, and that's how you found out that you lost your business.
Correct.
Did you when you struck a deal with the government, did they lay out a set of guidelines for you to follow regarding the unicorn?
They referenced guidelines, but I never received
Hold on, I'm
them.
gonna ask that that person be removed from the courtroom if we can identify.
It's literally my guy behind us right here.
Not me.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's not me.
Fucking is
All
one.
right. Well, I don't want to hear it. So,
If it
anyways,
happens
baby.
again, then
Yeah. Baby,
Continue.
I'm sure they gave you a set of guidelines, and I'm sure they told you that if your business or people representing you do something wrong, they could give you a warning, a violation, a fine. Did they not tell you that?
They did say that.
Did you receive a warning, a violation, or a fine regarding your work at the Vanilla Unicorn?
Absolutely none.
No further questions for Baby Drive.
Alright. Hang
yeah,
on. Mungus, do you have any questions for Baby?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
May I approach the stand?
you may.
Bro, I swear to God.
Hold that person in contempt of court.
I'm just gonna wait until he's dealt with.
Yeah.
The guy with the dreads. It's the guy
Yo,
with the dreads and the hat.
what?
That guy there, yeah.
Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? What the heck? Oh, okay.
Bye.
Just have him taken out and he can wait in there.
What an idiot.
Let that be a lesson to everyone else who tries. Put your phones on silent. If you need to pass gas, like that person said, do so outside. We may continue.
Thank you.
All right,
Am I okay to proceed?
you are. Yeah.
I'm literally gonna.
The guy never.
Must have a
This is my
megaphone
first
or
round,
something.
come on.
Don't try to be a hard ass, bro. You're a pussy, and everyone knows.
Okay,
You tell him.
He wasn't there.
It's the
let's
guy in
proceed
the
now.
white-
What's Eddie? Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Thank you.
Fuck's sake. It's the boat routine.
If I can point members of the court to Exhibit C. That is the contract signed by Baby Driver and Miss Toyn.
I
Yo,
see
where
it.
did you say?
Exhibit.
In this agreement, it states that continuous crimes committed while working and or on company grounds will cause the company and ownership to be called into review by the state, which it was. It was called into review by the state. Further, inaction by the owner or seriousness of the offense can lead to immediate removal of ownership and properties.
Objection. What offense did
Well-
Baby Driver commit?
Not Baby Driver himself, but members of the Vanilla Unicorn, which I will proceed to present.
Overruled. Keep this question going.
Now, Mr. Baby Driver, are you aware of any offenses being committed on Vanilla Unicorn property or by any employees of Vanilla Unicorn?
No, I don't know of any offenses actually committed on premises.
All right. Allow me to move to Exhibit A. Exhibit A is an affidavit written by Sergeant First Class Colton Riggs, which could not be present here today. In it, he states that he received a report out Vanilla Unicorn. He arrived on scene with a colleague of his. They investigated. They heard automatic shots. They approached an individual, which identified himself as Tony Lopez. Tony Lopez, if you look at Exhibit E, you can see was employed by Vanilla Unicorn at the time of the incident, which was the 11th of October. At roughly this time, there was an event ongoing at the Vanilla Unicorn. He cooperated with officers, but he was in possession of a mini SMG, also commonly known as the Scorpion. He handed it over to the police officers, and it was then later logged, as you can see in the first attachment in the exhibit. Mr. Driver, did you have any knowledge of this incident?
I'm aware that he turned over an SMG, but I was not aware that a criminal case had been filed or that the police had arrested him.
Did you know that it was a criminal action to be in possession of a mini SMG?
I am aware that it is criminal action, but none was actually taken on scene.
When did you come into knowledge of this information, and did you ever take action against Mr. Lopez on it?
Like I said, the officers said that he complied and he was not taken to jail or anything. So, to my knowledge, everything seemed fine.
Well, I'm asking you, Mr. Driver, did you ever make any disciplinary actions against Mr. Lopez for his involvement?
Mr. Lopez was informed that he was only to have the appropriate security outfit on him while he was working.
So you're saying that he did not take a disciplinary action against him?
No, I stated that he needs to wear the correct security outfit while working.
Do you think it's acceptable that any workers at the Vanilla Unicorn are in possession of illegal firearms, especially automatic ones?
No, I don't think automatic firearms should be held by security.
Did you know that Mr. Lopez had any prior convictions of this?
No.
Well, as to this date, members of the court, Tony Lopez has 13 arrests, 5 counts of possession of an illegal firearm, some higher caliber than others.
Not to objection. This isn't Tony objection. This isn't Tony Lopez we're talking to, and we all can look up his public record as to anyone in the court.
It's true, everyone can look up the arrest records, but I believe it's relevant to the scope. Continue.
Now, if we move on and focus on Exhibit E still, you see a name that is Peter Dank. He was under your employment, correct?
Yes.
Take your mask off.
Well, Mr. Dank is in the same boat as Mr. Lopez. Are you aware of that? He has committed...
Objection. There's a warrant for Peter Dank's arrest, not Tony Lopez's.
I believe this is what it's talking about. The warrant for Peter Dank, correct?
Yes, I will get to that part, yes.
Yes, but he said they were in the same boat.
Well, same boat as he has committed multiple serious offenses, if I could finish my sentence.
One's a security manager. One's a manager and one's a security worker who got in trouble not at the job. Like, in referring to Mr. Dank. But yeah, get along to it. I'm sorry.
Continue.
Thank you. Are you aware that Mr. Dank has been arrested 28 times?
I am not.
And you hired him as security, correct?
Yes.
At the time of the same incident, If we revert back to Exhibit A, we will see that he also mentions that there was a Peter Dank present. Peter Dank, which had a warrant at the time, attempted and successfully evaded the cops, and is still wanted.
Objection. His warrant wasn't public at that time. No one knew of it.
I only knew of it because Peter told me himself.
I've never been
Right.
informed of a warrant or of Peter's past actions.
Yeah, there's a lot of warrants we don't know about, so that's our objection.
It's not illegal to give a felon a job.
It's true that the warrants, when first signed by myself, will
Mr.
be...
Mr. Baby Driver, let me ask you one question. Was Mr. Peter Dank relieved of his duty as a security guard as soon as you found out that he does have criminal activities going on?
Well, I have never been informed, so
Yeah, he's only finding this out now. what he
Among
said.
Us
We did not-
is asking questions so far, so I'll call you back up if you have any further questions, okay?
Yes.
Continue, please.
So at the scene, Mr. Dank evaded. Would you say that
Fucking hell.
Can someone... Is there a PD in here that can attend to that? Thank you. Don't think anyone else needs to leave, but hey ho.
I mean, if there is PD, I would like to know why I wasn't informed of it that day.
I'm not PD, but gang shit.
We'll make our best attempt to continue court, but those gunshots are quite loud.
Yeah, if we could actually wait, that I
Can someone take care of Michael with his machete?
I can take care of it if you want.
I think we're good now.
Sorry, I lost my chain of thoughts. So as for Mr. Dank, he evaded the cops while actively working on your property, Vanilla Unicorn. Do you think that is acceptable behavior?
No, I don't. But like I said, it would have been great to have known about this incident that day it happened, and police never spoke to me about it.
Well, there's always a certain amount of secrecy regarding certain warrants.
Okay, so then, yeah.
Some of them are suppressed from public knowledge, and that might explain why you didn't know about it. And as for Mr. Dank and his 28 arrests, 17 of them are including any type of resisting arrest and evading.
Objection irrelevant. As he said, he didn't know about the warrant and he didn't know about Peter Dank's prior criminal activity.
I will keep the question, but we'll move on, and it doesn't have to be answered if you so wish.
Well, all right. All of this ties into, well, we have seen these multiple crimes being committed by members of Vanilla Unicorn on property while actively employed and working. And as the document states, if serious crimes are committed, Vanilla Unicorn can be relieved of you if the state so wishes. No further questions, Your Honor.
Perfect. Do you have any...
Yeah, I do have another set of questioning for Mr. Driver if he's not.
Perfect.
If he isn't sweating too much and being up too long. Okay, baby. Let's talk about that event that Mr. Riggs spoke about. What was the purpose of that event?
The breast cancer event?
The breast cancer event. Now, how much money did you generate and how much did you give away to charity?
In terms of the profit we made on the event, I think we made around 14,000. The raffle that we held, we received a $5,000 donation, which we handed over to Pillbox.
Which you said, which police officer witness you pay for that, by the way?
Jax, I believe his wife is the head of EMS.
In regards to Peter Dank, I did not tell you about Peter Dank's warrant, because he told me that in confidence, and he asked me if I knew about it. I said no, that's an FIB thing. I don't mess with their stuff. So I wasn't going to impede an investigation by telling you they're looking for him. Did Mr. Dank possibly have a record before you hired him? Yeah, but the state guidelines say you can hire whoever you want. And did Peter's 28 crimes happen on your turf? No, technically only one of them happened on your turf if they count the fleeing he was talking about. Do you agree with me?
I definitely agree with you. I think everybody should be given a chance at employment.
All right.
Um,
Continue, sorry.
No, and like I said, it would have been great if he did actually commit a crime on the premises of the Vanilla Unicorn, that I had been informed by the police, which I never was. And if there were crimes committed on the Vanilla Unicorn, then I should have been fined, and no fines were ever filed with me. So, to my knowledge, how would I ever understand that a crime had been committed?
I don't think you would understand that, and the fact that like the way we're talking, like, so the FIB is a part of the government, and the state's part of the government. The FIB does their stuff in secrecy. The government shouldn't. We're public. We're public officials. You can meet with us publicly. We're listed on websites. You should be able to. They should have talked to you about this. I would like to interview the rest of your staff, so I'm gonna let you go. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Was that even a question?
Yeah, here's the question. Are you satisfied with my line of questioning? Yeah, are you satisfied with my line of questioning?
Take that as a no.
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
Okay, there we go. No further questions for Baby Drive.
Yo,
Your Honor,
what's
if I
up?
may, I'd like to call Benjamin Franklin to the stand.
Do we have Benjamin Franklin here?
Yes, we do.
Nice.
It's fine. Your way up there.
Hello.
Hello?
Okay, Mr. Franklin, please can you raise your left hand for me? Do you swear to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Will do.
Witness is sworn in. I may remind you that you are now under oath. Continue with your questioning.
Ben, what did you do before this incident happened?
I was manager.
You managed the VU.
Yes, I did.
Who hired you?
Baby driver.
Did he make clear that you, in representing the Vanilla Unicorn, were representing him at all times, and that you were to pour your heart and soul into this?
Yes, he did.
Did you do that?
Yes, I did.
I know you did. So tell me about what happened on the 17th. I think you told me you were there, didn't you?
I was there.
Go.
So, Crystal and the two of her bodyguards were there, and Han Solo.
Hold on. Her bodyguards, what were they wearing?
One was wearing a vest.
What color was his outfit?
It was a red shirt and a vest and like a little top hat.
And the other bodyguard, what color was his outfit?
He was wearing white t-shirt and
Did they?
white pants.
Do you know who they were?
No, I did not.
Isn't that weird? How don't you think like okay, so me representing the government, if I worked for the state and I came in to give you an official like notice,
I was
wouldn't
expecting the police to be.
Yeah, yeah. Don't you think people would, flex their ID on you or like come with the police or marshals or something like? Yeah, that's I don't understand that. To move on with that, what did Crystal tell you specifically? What did she cite as the reasons for you having to go tell Baby he doesn't have a business anymore?
So her reasoning was she got complaints about me being creepy to the dancers, and they're not getting paid at all.
Paid? How much does a dancer make an hour at the Vanilla Unicorn?
$35.
And who sets that?
What was that?
Who sets that variable? Did you come up with?
No, we did not.
No, the states comes up with that variable.
Yes.
And
I didn't get paid shit to DJ.
Yes, you did.
okay, so we're gonna talk about that, but no more interruptions, please. So besides the 15 employees who are on hourly contracts, how many contracted extra employees do you think you paid cash for? So like the job like DJ, the state doesn't recognize that, so you'd have to pay them out. So extra security, DJs, extra dancers, extra bartenders. How many more people do you think that means you guys employed ever?
I think we only had one outside. That was the DJ. That was Potter.
Okay,
and we
so
paid him for the first event. Do you want me
16 total employees ever. That's a lot of employees.
Paid
So
me
when you
$100.
look at a business like PDM, they employ a lot of people, and their services are worth a lot more, and everybody gets paid a lot. So if you were to add up the total value of what PDM workers get paid, say weekly on average, you would agree with me that they're definitely making millions of dollars a month, no doubt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even have to talk to someone at PDM to assume that. Now, when we talk specifically about your business, you did some numbers. Tell me, we're gonna move to McLovins. What exhibit is it in your evidence?
Exhibit G.
Exhibit G. Tell me how you came up with Exhibit G, and then I'm gonna talk to you about it. Exhibit G, by the way, Ben, is the chart that shows how much your workers made on average a day when you guys were chugging, or per week, rather.
Yeah.
How did you come up with it?
So we did our calculations. We got past 2 weeks have been in the city, and we divided that by 14.
Did you subtract for people who have cousins? Did you calculate?
There's really no.
Yeah, no, okay,
Yeah.
got you. So if someone was awake, the strip club was paying them.
Yeah.
And you told me, what event was the largest cash tip given to your dancer that you know about? What was the event?
Would probably be the breast cancer awareness event.
And how big? Who got the tip, and how big was it?
So we got through the club. We got $10,000 tip.
Excuse me, ma'am.
We'll just wait a second.
Tyrone, please.
Yeah, we will wait. Tyrone, get a seat. You're good. All right. Yeah, who got the tip, and how big was it?
So we got a $10,000 tip, $3,000, and
me, sir. Sorry about that.
Well, which dancer got a $23,000 tip? That's what I heard that a lot from people in your party. A lot. Who? Please tell me.
That should have been Aaron.
She got a $23,000 tip from a happy customer. That customer can remain anonymous. That's fine.
Yeah.
But for people to claim they didn't get paid just off of the hourlies alone, you guys are paying more than mechanics get, more than reporters get, more than delivery men, more than trash men. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Exhibit G. Exhibit G says that on their hourlies,
about that
Vanilla
ox you
Unicorn's
sold me?
15 employees make $43,000 a week. Now, if the Vanilla Unicorn was chugging with that staff specifically, if they didn't change their staff and they were only open for 150 days a year, they would be grossing in $6.5 million without cash tips. So if anyone says that you didn't pay them, do you agree with that?
No, I do not.
No further questions
Unless your
for
name is
Benjamin
Asad,
Franklin.
you get that money.
Do they even pay taxes over there?
Mungus, do you have any
No.
questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, perfect. We can move on.
Can I step down?
Yeah,
Yes,
the
you may.
prosecution would like to call Tony Lopez to the stand.
Perfect. We have Tony Lopez
Sir, you
in
took
the
my seat. Can I sit here?
in the bench.
No, you cannot sit here. This is my seat now.
I guess I'll sit here.
We'll just have you swanning real quick. Can you raise your left hand for me?
Tyrone, you won't beat his head.
Yeah.
Do you swear to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You're sworn in. May I remind you that you are now under oath. You may continue with questioning.
Tony, up until the 17th, what did you do for a living?
I used to be the head of the security at the Villain Unicorn.
The head of security at the Vanilla Unicorn. Listen, Tony, I tell this to you all the time. Put your mouth closer to your mouth.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Uh-huh.
Put your mouth closer to your mouth.
Yeah, it's a phrase. You guys wouldn't get it.
It's
So
not how it
as the-
works.
That's logic.
That's how it works for Tony. Okay, listen, Tony. You were the co-manager of Vanilla Unicorn. Let's just roll into it. What happened on the 17th?
So on the 17th, Benjamin got a call from Crystal, and then she said we might be losing the business, so we head over there, right? So we had the meeting, and then there's two people that were not police officers
eat
that
an
I
18.
thought they were cops. So yeah.
Nice, Sam.
Okay, and that list of allegations. He's creepy. Ben's creepy. You didn't pay them. You heard Crystal say that list to you at the Vanilla Unicorn on the 17th?
Yes.
And then what did she tell you after that? What was the final conclusion of the meeting?
She said that she's gonna take away our jobs. from
Did she?
Vanilla. Yeah.
And so she fired you and everybody who worked for you, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
And is there anything special about the 17th, buddy?
Oh yeah, my birthday. Nice.
So on your birthday, how old are you
Prove
now?
it.
It's his in-head birthday, not the one on his card.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
14.
I don't care
Then
what
it
it is.
doesn't matter.
It's
Do
your,
with
it's your
anything.
birthday.
Shut the
No,
fuck
no,
up.
Calm down,
they were
please,
going.
everyone.
We were going to celebrate your. They were going to celebrate your birthday. So on your birthday, you got fired. How old are
What
you?
the fuck?
Yeah.
How old are you?
14.
14, Tony.
What
I hope your
the
15th
fuck?
birthday goes so much better.
14,
Guys, calm down.
Silence.
Whoa.
Silence.
Shut it down.
Silence.
Tony,
Calm down,
has
please.
anyone told you this city has nothing against people your age and you're allowed to be here? Has anyone ever told
No.
you
It's
that?
a strip club.
Well, that's the truth. Okay.
Honestly,
So I have no
doesn't matter
further
about their
questions
age,
for
but
you.
hello? Strip
I have
club,
no further
18?
questions for you. I
Sorry,
wish you a happy
What the
belated.
fuck?
Yeah,
That woman with the orange hair spitting facts.
Excuse
Do you have any
me,
questions?
excuse me. I would like to interrupt this courtroom.
Go ahead.
allow it.
That guy is underage, and this strip club is clearly 18 plus. That is
Says
illegal.
who?
He liked
Says
titties.
who? I was in a strip when I was
Bro.
16 first when I was in a strip club.
Objection irrelevant because he was head of security
Yeah.
and not head of.
But how?
No,
Why
and
is
then
a
got fired
14-year-old
back
head
then.
of
Everyone take
security?
a seat.
Bro, that
You-
motherfucker's probably
Yeah, let's
Jeez.
cancel
Fuck,
this
man,
in
sorry.
report, guys.
Sorry.
We're about to move
Take
on.
a
I
seat.
just
Okay,
wanted
my
to let
boy
the
tryna
court
just
note
look at
that
some
down
titties.
that he is 14 years old, and that is
Please.
corrupt.
Yeah.
Tyrone.
My bad.
He's
Leave
not
Tony alone, man.
mulligan.
His mom's a stripper.
Tyrone, if you have anything else, give it
Shit.
to McLovins first. Okay. Listen, Tony. I hope your 15th birthday goes so much better, and you didn't deserve this because you're a great guy.
I'm
And
good.
I know
I'm
on
good.
Breast Cancer Awareness Night you fucked up and you defended the business with the wrong weapon, and you're never gonna do it again. And we're gonna get you your club back. I have no further questions for you.
Mongus, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. May I approach?
Yes.
What the fuck?
It's the legal alcohol limit.
Greetings,
14
Mr.
now.
Lopez.
Hello.
At the time of incident, the 11th of October, you recall the incident where officers arrived and subsequently approached you.
We cannot hear him. Yeah, I was talking.
Oh.
So what do you want me to say? Yeah, I had the automatic gun out. They saw me with it and they said, "Hey, come over here, please."
So you admit to being in possession of the mini SMG.
Yes.
What did you do with the mini SMG?
I shot a guy that shot me in my shoulder.
Why did he shoot you in the shoulder?
I have no idea. There's 4 people that roll up at the Villain Unicorn. There's one on the roof that Peter got down. There's one on the top of the Villain roof that one of
Peter,
us
is
got
that
them
Peter
down.
Dank?
Yes. And yeah.
Why did you have that mini SMG with you as while you were working security at Vanilla Unicorn?
Because I knew that someone was gonna shoot it up, so I didn't tell no one that I had it, so I just brought it in.
Why was someone gonna shoot it up?
Because there's a lot of people in the city that don't like me.
You don't think there is a elevated threat against a Vanilla Unicorn?
No.
They didn't even know your age, let alone your name, G.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Perfect. Do you have any more questions, Mr.
Not for
McLovins? Knuckle. Okay,
No.
perfect. You may stand down. Do you have another witness?
Yes, I'd like to call Aaron Reed.
Do you have an Aaron Reed in the bench?
Let's go, Erin.
Hey, Rita, the smoking this shit? You let us smoke in the courtroom? All right. Got like 20 joints on me.
Greetings, Aaron. Can you raise your left hand for me? Do you swear to speak the truth, the whole truth,
Give me
and nothing but
500
the
bucks.
truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. You're sworn in. I will remind you you're under
Cannot
oath.
hear her.
You have
Make
to
sure you're
make
on shouting, by the way.
All right, Mr.
Perfect.
Reed. How would you describe the working environment at Vanilla Unicorn?
Stressful.
Did he say Mister?
Stressful.
Okay. Would you describe the wage at Vanilla Unicorn as humane?
The hourly wage was fair, but I wasn't on the hourly wage. I was still doing garbage collection because, for example, the first event, I didn't come away with that much money, not enough to survive the week off, so I had to go back to garbage. I did speak to,
Typical.
I believe it was Baby Driver about it. So
How much did you make in your first event?
it was around 3,000, including the wage.
And how much did you make on your second event?
The second event was 24,000.
Jesus.
Do you know by any chance how
Jesus.
much a garbage collector makes an hour?
Depending on how hard. Do you mean the hourly wage
$5,300.
or by doing work?
Even if they do work, I'm pretty sure they do
Oh.
not get up to 24,000
No,
during
no.
that time.
But if you're working hard enough, you can make around 3K.
What the fuck?
Okay, next question. In what relation do you stand to Mrs. Toyn?
I met her during. She asked me some questions about my experience with the Vanilla Unicorn and how I was enjoying working there, what sort of conditions there were, if I was happy or not.
And what were your answers to that?
I wasn't happy. The last event I worked was going to be my last. There was concerns that I had and that the other girls had, and the other girls had slowly left, and I was the last one working at the event.
Sorry.
And I was going to be leaving after that one. I just didn't want to leave them struggling with.
In what connection would you say you stand in connection to the other dancers, such as Remington Tate?
Remy is not a dancer. She's a bartender. She doesn't. She's never
Or
danced.
the other employees, including
And,
bartenders and dancers?
I've got a few friends among them. I know most of the dancers. There's I think one that I don't know. The bartenders, I only really know one of them, and I know a few of the security members. And
So you would refer
they're
to
close.
them as friends?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Do you recall the meeting we had on 17th of October outside across Mosley's?
Yes.
Do you recall Miss Toyn saying that she had no idea that anyone had interest in the Vanilla Unicorn?
To the best of my knowledge, I didn't know of anyone, and I don't know if she knew of anyone.
But do you recall me asking her if she has
I
anyone
recall you
in
asking.
mind? And she clearly said no.
Yeah.
All right, no further questions.
Mungus, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do. May I approach?
You may.
Go on, Mungus.
Hello there, Miss Reed.
Hello.
Previously, you said that you were thinking about leaving. Why is that?
Several reasons. Mainly, I wasn't happy with the management and the way things were. I felt very unsafe, and I didn't like the way that the girls were treated and spoken to, so I didn't want to be there anymore.
Well, who was currently management and who was treating them poorly?
I think that the worst offender for it was Benjamin. He was very short with us. He used very aggressive tone of voice with us. He was aggressive in the things that he said. He made me feel very uncomfortable. I spoke to a few members of security who I personally knew, and they knew that I didn't want to be alone with him.
Now, Benjamin was a manager at this time, correct?
I only found that out after the 17th. I previously thought he was the owner because I saw him more than Baby Driver, and he seemed to do everything. So I thought that Benjamin was the owner and that
I sort of
Baby
have
was
an
the manager.
objection for this line, and it's not personal to anyone. I don't, but what owner stands in the center of their business all the time? When's the last time you saw Buck at PDM? Maybe like 3 times a week. That's it.
Okay, but you could also say the same thing about Apple, mate. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't yelling that, by the way. My
Why do you
objection was that
compare a strip club to a fucking car
yeah, I'm
dealership,
gonna
bro?
repeat my objection here because I wasn't yelling. My objection is that what kind of owner stands in the center of their club, especially a strip club, considering he isn't a stripper. So if you look at PDM, Bucks, you only find him in there 3 times a week unless you're a worker and stare.
Very
Why?
different
Because his
kinds of
business runs
businesses.
well. That's my objection.
I'll sustain
sorry.
that just because the fact that whether the owner's in the center and on show at all times, it really doesn't affect judgment today. Continue.
Book isn't a creep. But why do you compare a strip club to a car dealership? What's your
Guys,
logic?
they're both white. They're both businesses that are owned by the government and rented out to owners. And
Can we
Buck
can we
isn't
have
a
some silent?
Yeah, I shouldn't have
thanks.
to talk to the peanut gallery.
Um,
Yeah, you
sorry.
don't have to. Continue,
I'd like
please.
to object about narrative because, as you can see in sorry, Exhibit I, that is a text message sent by Aaron to one of the employees. If you would like to pull that up for a
Yeah,
second.
that's actually perfect.
Didn't you just mention that the concerns you had were about Benjamin Franklin?
Yes, I did say that to him.
And
But
you also stated in that text message that you had concerns about the pay and it was too low.
yeah, but that was because at the time, and as I have stated previously, I'm really afraid of him. I didn't have anyone around me at the time. The last thing I needed was him hunting me down and trying to have a conversation with me. Especially when I'm alone. Not being funny, there's not much I could do against him. And he has made comments and statements previously that the people who go against him seem to get dealt with.
Is there any reasoning behind you being scared from Benjamin Franklin?
Because I
Or is this
disagreed
just
with
a hunch you got?
because with me disagreeing with the way that he was being, I was at all 3 events. I've seen him be very aggressive to me and another girl who was working, be creepy with one of the girls. He gives me like the vibe that if I was to say this sort of stuff to him, then I would not like the way the conversation went.
So you kept on working even though you had the vibe, as you state, that Mr. Franklin was a so-called, as you refer to him, creep?
Yeah.
All right, no further questions.
Continue, Mungus.
Thank you, as I was so rudely interrupted. Would you say that the behavior and conduct of Mr. Franklin is matching of that of a manager?
No.
Objection, speculation.
He's always come across as very aggressive, and he's taken a great deal of ownership in the club and the way that it's I know that managers take ownership in the way that it's ran, but the way that he did it, he would walk around and he would be proud and cocky about it, like he owned the place. He would shut things down early, and he would be rude to people, have people removed when they were just being harmless.
So would you say that Mr. Franklin is an aggressive person?
I can't hear you.
Objection, personal opinion. That's like, how can that? There's no proof of that. It's
All
a
right,
personal
well, allow
hunch.
me to point towards, well, the exhibit name isn't there, the multiple arrest records of Mr. Franklin. The last one being the 12th of October, where he viciously kidnapped someone and robbed a bank. Mr. Franklin has been arrested 9 times for multiple bank robberies and kidnappings. I think that evidence is a testament to that he is a violent man and ready to.
Objection leading. If the plaintiffs in the defense wanted to remove Benjamin Franklin, they would have just done that. This is more.
I'm going to overrule because the opinion she's making is on her manager and subsequently an employee of the club we're in question of. And we're questioning whether it was right for Crystal to remove all of those people.
Objection though,
So
because Ms. Reed clearly stated that she only had a personal opinion on him and did not base her opinion off of the public arrest record, so irrelevance.
You can't object to you can't object to what I say. I'm sorry.
No, obviously that was towards Mango's last question
Yeah,
because he brought up the arrest record of Mr. Franklin.
And your objection was again, sorry?
Irrelevant.
Excuse me, ma'am.
As she based
Objection
her
relevant.
as she based her
I believe
her opinion towards Mr. Franklin on her personal opinion and not like on the public arrest record.
I'm gonna say sustained. Continue with question.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Perfect.
How do I sit on the bench?
You may go back to the bench now.
Um,
Hang on. Before I ask if you've got any more witnesses, I'm just going to say that if you object to something, that's perfectly fine. Tell me what your objection is and your reasoning behind it. That is no grounds to start asking your own questions. I will ask if you have more questions at the end. Okay?
You got told.
Affirmative.
Okay, you got. Oh, hang on. We've been here for 45 minutes. I'm gonna call the court into recess for a 5-minute break. You can have a smoke.
Great, I need to pee.
Go